moving like the speed of sound.
Hey guys, it's In Vain, and this is part 2 of the white style tutorial. In this tutorial I'll be covering the Photoshop part, so how to make the color correction and what stocks to use. Right, so once you have your rendered text, open up in Photoshop, and then I'm just going to make the background white. Right, and once you get that done, make a click down here on the folder to make a new folder, and name it white CC or whatever you want to name it. And then up here in the adjustments tab, you're gonna want to click on brightness and set the contrast to 20, and put the brightness to 3 or 5, whatever you prefer. And then you're gonna want to click on curves, put it under the brightness, and drag in the first little box down in the bottom left. You want to click in the middle of the boxes and drag it up a little bit, and then up here in the top right one, about halfway in the box, drag it up even more, and leave it like that. And then you're going to want to click on hue and saturation, put it under curves, and then set the saturation to 25, and leave everything else on 0. And then click on gradient map, set it to hue, drag it under the hue and saturation, and for the first color you don't want to make it a dark purple, and you can pause the screen to see the exact purple I'm using. And then for the second color you want to get a light peach, so something like this. And again, you can pause the video to see what color I'm using down here. And then you're going to click on exposure, put it under the gradient, and make it 0.20 for the exposure, and then for offset 0.0050, and then leave the gamma correction at 1. And then click on gradient and make a new layer so it's above the gradient. And then you're going to get your brush tool, make it a soft brush, and the pixel size depends on your render. Like, you just want to make it so it covers about 1/3 of your text, and then use whatever color you want. You can change it later anyways, so I'm just going to use the red for this, and then drag it across 1/3 of your render, and then set the blend mode to hue, and then make another layer, and then switch the color, so I'm just going to use blue, and then drag it on the bottom half of your render. This gives it like the nice multicolor effect, as you can see. If you're unsatisfied with those but you already have the collection saved, you can get a gradient map, press Alt on your keyboard and put your mouse in between the gradient and the layer, and press Alt, and then a white box with an arrow going down should appear, and just click there, and that makes it so then the gradient only applies to that layer. And then for this you can make it whatever color you want. As you can see, it's changing. I like this blue that it gives, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I'll do the same for the red. Again, apply the gradient to only that layer and set it to hue. You can mess around with the colors too. These are just like the default gradients that I have. I like this orangey red, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then that's it for the CC. So once you have that done, drag your CC and your render into your template, or if you're not using a template, then just do it like that. Alright, so I'm gonna resize both the CC and the render. I'm resizing the color correction because of the brush strokes. And then I'll center it. So a thing you can do to get it perfectly in the center is select your render itself and then press Ctrl and A while having the select tool selected, or the move tool. And then up here you should see these boxes, and then just click on the two boxes with a line going straight through them, and then the sideways one, and it should be perfectly centered. Alright, so first off I'm gonna duplicate it by pressing Ctrl and J, and then I'm going to go to filter gallery again, and then glowing edges, and these are the settings I use. I use edge width 1, edge brightness 8, and smoothness at 4. And then in this category right here with lighten, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, add, and lighter color, select whatever one you prefer. They all give a nice effect. I'm just gonna use linear dodge add, and I'm gonna set the opacity to 50. And then so while having that layer selected, put your mouse over the other layer and press Ctrl to select both of them, and then press Ctrl E to merge them. And this makes it so it's just one layer. If you mess up, you can press Ctrl Z to undo. Alright, so oh yeah, graphics pack. Okay, let's see. I have a few graphics packs. I'm just gonna use Atric Designs graphics pack because it's pretty much specifically for white, for a white background, and it's like the it's a free graphics pack. Like it's one of the only graphics packs that are free that I can think of at the top of my head. Alright, so I'm gonna go to smoke, and I'm gonna use the second one, and then I'm just gonna erase the edges. And then bring it into the template. And then I'm just gonna erase it even more. And then I'm gonna duplicate it by pressing Ctrl J. And then I'm gonna hit Ctrl T, and then flip horizontal, and drag it to the other side. And then merge both the layers and set it to screen. This gives it like a nice smoky effect. It's not that visible, but still looks pretty good. Okay, and then I'm gonna open up DAG/particles. And then number 9 gives you these nice splatters. The color correction makes like the socks look really nice because it makes them all multicolored. As you can see, it's like orange here, pink here, purple, blue. And then you're just gonna duplicate this and move them around. Make it look nice. Right, that's good. So I'm just gonna merge these again, and I'm gonna lower the opacity a bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna set the opacity to 70. And if there's anything else we can use here, layer number 7, I'm gonna use this. And then I'm just gonna fill up the background with this. And then merge them. And lower the opacity. Yeah, 40% looks good. And then I'm going to get layer 1. And erase the edges. And then I'm going to put it on top of the render and set it to screen. I'm going to make it a bit bigger though. Just so it covers the entire render. And then I'm going to set the opacity to 30. No. Yeah, I'm going to set the opacity to 60. And that's it for particles. And then I'm gonna open up textures / grunge. And there's a lot of neat textures in here that you can use. I'm gonna use layer 5. And then I'm just gonna fill up the background with this. I'm gonna put it under the render. And then just duplicate it and move it to make it fill up. As you can see right here, the edge is like rough and it's 2 different colors. To make it blend a bit, just erase the edge on both of them. And then bring it over. And then duplicate it again. Whoops. And then merge them. You can play around with some of the settings. Overlay looks pretty good. Soft light, these ones right here, these are like the main ones you want to use. But in my opinion, I just like to lower the opacity by like a lot. So yeah, about 30. I don't want to make this tutorial too long, so like get ready at 13 minutes, but yeah, that's pretty much it with the stocks. I use a lot more stocks, but I just want to make this really quick and easy. So what you're gonna want to do is save it as a JPEG and name it whatever you want. I'm just gonna name it vein white. Save it. Then you go to file, open. Where is it? Vein white. And then you're going to want to get the selection tool or the rectangular marquee tool and select your render, or like only like the channeler itself, and then you're going to go layer via copy, and then you're going to copy it again or duplicate it, and then go to filter, blur, radial blur, and then you're going to click on zoom and set the amount to 10 and hit OK. And as you can see, it has like a blur to it. So you're going to want to get your eraser tool and make it a soft brush at 700 pixels, and then you're going to lower the opacity to 70, and then just click in the center, and then click a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, and it gives it that nice effect. And yeah, that's pretty much that, and this is pretty much it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys need any help or if you have any tutorial requests, leave it, comment it, or send me a message on YouTube. And that's it for this tutorial. Bye.